Call all y'all about Shin Shah. It's another quick video on what's going on in Haiti, and really mainly around the whole world. But the main place where it's going to take place the worst is over here in Babylon in America. Now, you got the tribe of Levi, which is the Haitians. They down there going against the government, or at least trying to, because they got all this stuff going on down there. They know that they're being robbed for resources. They do a lot of organ trafficking and shit down there. Kidnapping, the list goes on, man. So in this video right here it says, Haitians march to U.S. Embassy in Port-au-Prince, turns violence. Now, why they going against the U.S. Embassy for? That's because, like the scripture say right here in the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Hey, and these people mourning right here, man. That's why you always hear people that be all so tired of all this working. They're tired of how society set up. They're tired of dealing with all these taxes and shit they gotta pay. Medical ailments. All this different stuff, man. Because who in rulership right now? These Edomites. For the people to be like, oh. And in the recent video, in the book of Malachi, it mentions Edom is the border of wickedness. So, hey, this is scripture clear as day, man. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked man rules, when the wicked rule, people mourn. So, when we get back in power, because we get back in power, man, like we supposed to be, people going to rejoice. And it's happening now. Like, for example, like at certain moments I be in, just a little testimony on this. People be happy when I come around because they know I like stuff in order. I like to be organized. I like to be clean. With all that drama. And it'll be a peaceful time, man. So when I get around, people love that shit, man. They want my opinion, but I always make sure I give them the facts. I always tell people, my opinion don't mean shit. I'm gonna give you the facts. So that makes people want to be around even more because they know I'm gonna tell them some shit that means something. It's meaningful. So when the righteous man get in power, man, how about Shin Shah sit up the elect, the saints of Yahshua? Hey, people gonna be happy, man. Ain't gonna be none of this shit. Ain't gonna be no riots, no protests against the government or none of that stuff going on. But when you got these Idumeans, these Edomites, you got them ruling right now. This is what you got going on around the world. And see, this is what you see in the earth right now, man. You can't make this up. But the white man wrote this book, though. And it says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 16, it says, when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. And Lord's willing, man, I'll be of that number, of the elect. And we get to see these devils go down, man, because they've been doing this shit too long. It's a long time coming, man. You look at all the history accounts, the historical accounts of slavery, what they do now to people, the different riots, different protests that went on, and they rocked people back to sleep, slid in certain presidents just to pacify people, passed certain laws to pacify people even more, give them a few goodies, and rock them back to sleep. Hey, man, all that shit went on too long, man. And it really got our people bugged out in a low vibration mentally, man. And you can see it when you look at certain people, you ask them what's going on. They don't give a fuck about what's going on around the world. They think about folly. Let me go into that scripture. It's in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 6, it say, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. Because you come talk about some stuff that makes some sense, stuff that's meaningful. People look at you like you crazy, though. But that folly, though, they set that up in a high place. That's like the most talked about stuff that's going on in society. Folly, stuff with certain celebrities, um, stuff with these politicians, like they actual lives. They think about how they live. Well, I want to live like this politician or whatever, not realizing these motherfuckers really hindering the progression of different people around the world. Really taking all the resources, caught up in all this folly, man. And folly, let's go into that word folly. Because folly is an old English word. The word folly, it says lack of good sense, foolishness. It says a costly ornamental building with no practical purpose, especially a tower or a mock Gothic ruin built in a large garden or park. Let me go down some more into it. It said a foolish act, idea, or practice. So this is what people care about the most of. And I hear these different conversations what people talk about. It's just sometimes it hurts my nerves, but I always remember, hey, this is shit we dwell amongst. So I gotta be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, because I can't speak on certain stuff around everybody. Most people, they're real sensitive, so they'll get offended. So, when the moment appeared that certain words need to be spoken, I speak them. But overall, I ain't gonna say certain stuff that's gonna jeopardize my positions or, different stuff like that. I just have to move in a wise manner. Now, reading on some more, it says, let me see if I can find something else. You got different words for it: stupidity and imbecility, which just goes back to the word imbecile, silliness, inanity, lunacy, madness, rashness, recklessness, imprudence, and judiciousness, lack of caution, lack of foresight. Because a lot of people, they definitely lack this foresight. Because if the mass amount of people over there in America knew what the fuck was going on, all this folly that they be paying attention to, man, we wouldn't be into this shit. Like, you got a holiday, this unholy day coming up. People still celebrating Christmas, man. All the information is out that it was a pagan holiday. But what people say the most, oh, we doing it for the kids. That's foolishness. If you know what it go back to, but you're going to still try to partake in it. Oh, but you got to do it for the kids. But that's what most people like to say, though. And they say, what is the opposite of it? Wisdom. Now, I'm going to go into this last scripture, and I ain't going to read on no more. I just want to bring this out since I've seen this video over in Haiti. When people hear this, they think this shit a joke, too. Maybe, oh, there you go talking about that Bible stuff again. But hey, it ain't gonna be no joke when all this shit break loose and you wondering why certain men are still thriving and not getting grabbed up and rounded up or catching no ailments and none of this other stuff. And the mass majority of people, that shit happening to them. It says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22, it said, how long ye simple ones who love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning. And fools hate knowledge, because fools hate knowledge, man. You tell people about stuff, like, for example, I always ask people, have you been watching the news lately, the world news, not that local shit, the world news. Oh, I don't want to watch the news. It's too much stuff going on there, too much sad stuff. too much bad stuff or whatever they say. It's because they don't want to face and see reality. They want to live in this little bubble. Till reality pop that fucking bubble. Then there ain't gonna be no joke now. Now you read on some more. It says in verse 23. And see, not as a chick want to text me while I'm doing this. She gotta wait though. It says in verse 23, turn you at my reproof. Behold, and how you get your reproof? You hear men bringing out these words and helping you understand this book fully. Because everybody don't read this full book. People have this book sitting in their house for all these years and don't even to consider to read the whole book. And even when I was young, I have it around and I would read through it. And I was like, one of these days, I'm gonna read this whole book. And the spirit just hit me. And I just ended up reading the whole book. It was time for me to go ahead and eat the whole roll. Now I said, behold, I will pour out my spirit into you. I will make known my words unto you. And how is that made known? Through certain men. Which people hate that too. But they hated all the men back in ancient times. Which the men now are those men back again. Because there's no new thing under the sun, like the scriptures say. Which that's another issue people have a problem with because they don't believe in reincarnation. But in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 24, it says, because I have called and you refuse, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. How about Shem stretching out? How about Shem stretching out his hand? With his men to bring out these words. Because he ain't finna open up the clouds and shine the light and stick down a hand and grab you yourself. He used mediators. You don't want him to stick his hand out and touch you. He gonna put you to death. Now, in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 25, it says, but ye have said it not all my counsel, and will none of my reproof. It says, also reading on, it says, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. So, hey man, the shit that's about to happen, there's gonna be some gruesome shit happening, man. And the elites, they already ready, man. They got all this shit in place right now. It's just a time thing now. Whatever gonna take place, to pop everything off, it's gonna be a domino effect. And all this stuff, when people they laugh and scoff and talk shit, they're gonna be hearing these voices when men speaking these scriptures in their mind. Like, damn, this guy was just talking about that shit. Where he at? I need answers. It's gonna be too late, man. That's why the scriptures say, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Don't wait till the last minute. Shalom.